Have you been feeling it? That subtle, almost imperceptible hum beneath the surface of your daily life, a strange tension in the air, a feeling that something is off, that the very fabric of your reality has become thin, almost fragile. Perhaps you've experienced moments of uncanny silence, where the usual noise of the world seems to fade into the background, leaving you feeling like an actor on a stage who has suddenly forgotten their lines. Maybe you've dismissed it as stress, fatigue, or just another strange phase in this chaotic world. But if you are watching this right now, know that what you are experiencing is not random, and it is most certainly not in your head. You are sensing the preliminary tremors of a profound cosmic event, your fall event, a moment in space-time that doesn't just influence our energy, but actively fractures the perceived barrier between realities. This isn't just another portal or a fleeting energy shift. This is a bleed-through, a moment in cosmic time where a more advanced, higher vibrational version of you is not just trying to send you a message, but is actively trying to merge its consciousness with yours, overwriting your old programming with a new, divine blueprint. What is happening is a fundamental system override. Your current operating system, the ego construct built on past experiences, traumas, societal conditioning, and limiting beliefs, is being prepared for a massive, non-negotiable upgrade. And like any major software installation, the process can feel messy, confusing, and at times, utterly destabilizing. You might feel like your world is falling apart, but what's really happening is that your old, limited reality is dissolving to make way for a new, expanded one. The foundation is being shaken, not to destroy you, but to force you to build on more solid, authentic ground. This higher dimensional self, this parallel version of you that has already navigated the challenges you're facing, that has solved the puzzles you're still grappling with, is sending you data packets, energetic downloads designed to recalibrate your entire being. But these downloads don't come in the form of a clear instruction manual or an email from the cosmos. They come as glitches in your matrix, strange physical and emotional symptoms, and disruptive patterns that are designed specifically to get your attention and force you to look deeper. The first and most common sign that this reality fracture is affecting you is the experience of what can only be described as glitched synchronicities. You are likely accustomed to seeing repeating numbers, those little winks from the universe, and familiar repeating digits that have served as reassuring guideposts on your journey. But lately, have these patterns felt strange, or have they vanished altogether? Maybe you're seeing jumbled or mirrored number sequences, digits that feel discordant and out of place. Perhaps you glance at the clock expecting a sign, and it's just a mundane, random time that feels almost mockingly insignificant, leaving you feeling disconnected or even abandoned by your guides. This is not the universe abandoning you. This is a symptom of the energetic merge. It is an intentional upgrade in your training. Your old pattern recognition software is struggling to process a new, more complex layer of information, and your higher self is intentionally weaning you off the need for constant, external validation. Think of the simple number synchronicities as training wheels. They were there to build your faith, to show you that there is an intelligence behind the veil. But now, you are being asked to ride the bicycle on your own. Your higher self doesn't need to communicate in simple, reassuring codes anymore. It is communicating in complex data streams, in feelings, in intuitive nudges, and direct knowing. Your conscious mind, still looking for the old patterns, interprets this new, more sophisticated language as noise, as chaos. The glitch is the sign. The feeling that something is off with the synchronicities is the confirmation that the download is in progress. The universe isn't getting quieter. Its language is just becoming infinitely more sophisticated, and you are in the process of learning to comprehend it. You are being graduated from reading the signposts to trusting the internal compass of your own intuition. This is a test of faith, asking you, can you still believe you are on the right path, even when the external reassurances fade away? Your higher self is telling you, that you no longer need the map because you are learning to become the territory. A powerful extension of this glitch is the feeling of déjà vu, but with a twist. You don't just feel like you've lived a moment before. You have a distinct, visceral feeling that you lived it lost differently, lost. There's a ghost of another choice, haunting the present moment. You might be having a conversation with a friend and suddenly feel a jarring sensation that in another timeline, you said something else entirely. A different set of words that led to a completely different outcome. You might be driving down a familiar road and feel an overwhelming sense that you were supposed to turn left, even though your destination is to the right. This is a direct bleed-through from a parallel reality. It's your higher self collapsing the probability field around you, showing you the tangible power of your choices and reminding you that your current reality is just one of countless potentials. It is intentionally creating this cognitive dissonance to break you free from the illusion of a single, linear, predetermined destiny. It's a call to become hyper-aware of your present moment decisions, because it is in these tiny, seemingly insignificant moments that you can consciously choose to align with the higher timeline that is trying to reach you. Don't fear this feeling. Lean into its strangeness. When it happens, pause and ask yourself, what is the other version of me trying to show me? What choice am I not seeing? What path is available to me right now that I was blind to a moment ago? The second sign, and perhaps the most physically and emotionally taxing, is the experience of profound emotional and physiological whiplash. One moment you might feel an inexplicable wave of cosmic bliss, a sense of peace and interconnectedness that brings tears to your eyes. You feel powerful, aligned, and certain of your path. Then, just hours or even minutes later, you might plunge into a deep state of anxiety, grief, or white-hot frustration for no apparent reason. Old wounds you thought you had healed and processed years ago suddenly feel raw and exposed, as if they happened yesterday. This is not regression. This is a spiritual purge of the highest order, a deep system cleanse. Your energetic body cannot hold the high-frequency light of your higher self, while it is still clogged with dense, low-vibrational emotional data from your past, your ancestors' past, and even the collective past. The moments of bliss are a taste of the destination, a calibration signal, a sample of the frequency your higher self resides in. They are appetizers of your future state of being. The sudden plunges into darkness are the system actively and rapidly clearing out the old files to make room for that state to become permanent. Imagine your energetic body is a hard drive. This process is a spiritual defragmentation. Scattered bits of old trauma, fear, and grief files are being located, brought to the forefront of your awareness, and then deleted. It feels chaotic, but it is an act of profound love and efficiency. The key is not to identify with the emotional state. Do not cling to the bliss or resist the pain. You must learn to observe it all as a process. Witness the storm without becoming the storm. The moment you label the feeling, this is ancestral grief being cleared, or this is my old fear of scarcity being purged, you separate yourself from it. You reclaim your power as the observer, the consciousness that is witnessing the process, rather than the victim of it. This purge manifests physically as well. You might experience extreme fatigue that no amount of sleep can seem to touch. This isn't laziness. Your physical body is diverting massive amounts of energy to process these spiritual downloads and rebuild your cellular structure. It's like running a complex software update in the background. It slows down all the other non-essential functions. Honor this need for rest. You are not falling behind. You are integrating. Alongside the fatigue, you may notice bizarre changes in your appetite and cravings. Suddenly, you might find yourself craving citrus fruits, leafy greens, pure water, or other high-vibrational foods. This is your body's innate wisdom, prompted by the energetic upgrade, seeking the specific nutrients it needs to build a crystalline light body. The craving for lemon water isn't just a whim. It's your cells asking for the tools to cleanse, hydrate, and alkalize. Conversely, you may feel a sudden revulsion to the dense, processed foods, alcohol, or heavy energies you used to tolerate or even enjoy. That favorite comfort food might suddenly taste bland or even make you feel physically sick. This is not a punishment, it's a realignment. Your body is becoming a more refined instrument, and it can no longer resonate with lower, denser frequencies. Pay attention to these physical whispers, for they are the clearest instructions you will receive. Your body is telling you exactly what it needs to complete this transformation. So, you may also experience strange aches and pains that move around your body, tingling or vibrating sensations, or a persistent, high-pitched ringing in your ears. This ear ringing isn't tinnitus in the medical sense. It is you beginning to perceive the higher frequencies, the sound of the universal energy field. The aches and tingling are your energy centers, your chakras being activated, cleared, and spun at a higher velocity. It can be uncomfortable, but it is a sign of profound and necessary rewiring. The third sign is the cognitive glitch, the dissolution of your old identity. This can be one of the most disorienting aspects of the merge. You may experience periods of intense brain fog where simple thoughts feel elusive. You might walk into a room and completely forget why you are there multiple times a day. You might struggle to recall memories that were once crystal clear, or find that the emotional charge attached to old memories has simply vanished. You may even look at yourself in the mirror and feel a momentary sense of detachment, as if you were looking at a stranger. This is not a sign of mental decline. It is the dismantling of the ego self. Your identity, the story of you that you've been telling yourself your whole life, is a construct. It's a collection of memories, beliefs, and labels. As your higher self merges with you, that limited construct is being deprioritized. And the brain fog is the rewiring in action. The memory lapses occur because your consciousness is no longer tethered solely to this linear timeline. It is becoming multidimensional, and your focus is being pulled away from the past. The feeling of depersonalization is you, for the first time, experiencing the gap between your true self, the timeless, formless consciousness, and the temporary human character you are playing. This is a sign of immense progress. It means you are beginning to identify less with the mask and more with the soul wearing it. The fourth sign, and one that causes much grief if misunderstood, is a necessary, albeit painful, social purge. You might find yourself feeling an overwhelming, almost desperate need for solitude. People you once enjoyed being around may suddenly feel intensely draining. Conversations that used to be interesting now feel superficial, pointless, and energetically taxing. You might feel a growing impatience with drama, gossip, and victim mentalities, to the point where you feel you have to physically leave the room. This is not you becoming arrogant, judgmental, or antisocial. This is a crucial protective mechanism. Your energetic field is in a highly sensitive and receptive state during this upgrade. Like a newborn, your higher self is orchestrating a quarantine, a sacred space for this transformation to occur without interference from dissonant or lower vibrational energies. It is forcing you to become unavailable to the people and situations that are not aligned with the new you that is emerging. This is where the concept of the mirror principle becomes hyper-potent. The people who irritate or drain you the most right now are simply reflecting back to you the aspects of your old self that you are in the process of shedding. The friend who constantly complains is mirroring back your own old pattern of focusing on lack. The family member who is mired in drama is reflecting your past addiction to emotional intensity. The partner who is emotionally unavailable is reflecting the parts of you that are still closed off from your own heart. By pulling away, you are not rejecting them, you are refusing to engage with that outdated energy within yourself. It's a powerful declaration to the universe that you are no longer available for that frequency. The reality is, as your vibration rises, you become an uncomfortable presence for those who are committed to their own limitations. Your light illuminates their shadows, and if they are not ready to face them, they will react with irritation, judgment, or avoidance. Let them. Release them with love, without judgment. Your solitude is not a punishment. It is your sanctuary. It's the silent, empty room where you can finally hear the voice of your true, higher self without the static and demands of the outside world. This emptiness is not a void. It is a space being cleared for the arrival of your true soul tribe. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand the primary test embedded within this entire reality fracture. As your old self dissolves, as your world is turned upside down, it will not go quietly. Your ego, the part of you that identifies with your past, your pain, your profession, and your problems, will panic. It will interpret this chaos as failure. It will scream at you that you are losing your mind, that you are backsliding, that all your spiritual work has been for nothing. It will try to lure you back into familiar patterns of worry, self-doubt, blame, and control. Because those patterns, however painful, are known, they feel safe to the ego. The test is to not believe the lies. The test is to recognize the voice of the dying ego and not confuse it with your own intuition. When the wave of anxiety hits, you must consciously shift your inner dialogue. You must not say, "I am anxious." You must say, "I am observing the sensation of anxiety as it is purged from my system." This subtle shift in language and perspective is everything. It reclaims your power as the observer, the director of the movie, rather than the actor being thrown around on screen. This is the moment to practice what can be called the 3 pillars of integration: observation, acknowledgement, and anchoring. First, you observe. You become the silent witness to your own process. You watch the thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations come and go like clouds in the sky, knowing that you are the sky, not the clouds. Second, you acknowledge. Instead of resisting a painful emotion, you turn towards it with neutrality and even gratitude. "Hello, old fear. I see you. Thank you for showing me what is being cleared from my energy field. Your service is complete. You are free to go now." This act of acknowledgement stops the inner war. You cannot heal what you refuse to look at. Acknowledgement is turning on the light. Third, you anchor. When the storm of the purge is raging, you must anchor yourself in the physical. Feel your feet on the ground. Take a deep, slow breath, holding it for 4 counts and releasing it for 6. Drink a glass of pure water. Touch a tree. Anchor yourself in the present moment, in the physical reality, to provide a stable container for the energetic work to be done. And then, from that anchored place, you redirect your focus. You consciously choose to place your attention not on the reality that is falling away, but on the vision of the self that is emerging. Who is this higher vibrational you? How do they walk through the world? How do they speak to others? How do they handle challenges? What does their daily life feel like? Hold that image, that feeling in your mind. This is not a fantasy. It is a rehearsal. It is an act of quantum creation. You are actively tuning your energy field to the frequency of the timeline you wish to fully embody, making it easier for the bleed-through to become a full, permanent merger. Understand this with every cell in your being. The confusion you feel is a sign of your expanding consciousness. The loneliness you feel is a sign of your increasing self-worth and energetic sovereignty. The physical symptoms you feel are a sign of your spiritual evolution into a being of light. You are not breaking down, you are breaking open. This reality fracture is not a random cosmic storm. It is a targeted, divinely orchestrated intervention designed to accelerate your journey home to yourself. It is an act of grace from a part of you that loves you unconditionally and knows the magnificent, powerful, creative being you are capable of becoming. So breathe, be still, trust the glitches, trust the silence, trust the discomfort. You have been preparing for this for lifetimes. The path has been long and often arduous, but you are in the final stages of a profound metamorphosis. The version of you that exists on the other side of this shift is more authentic, more powerful, and more free than your current mind can possibly imagine. You are not just on the right path anymore. You are becoming the path itself. Welcome home.